Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about something super important, especially for our friends in California. Have you ever wondered if we could know before an earthquake happens? Well, guess what? Scientists at NASA are working on something that might just change everything we know about earthquakes. And trust me, what they've found is pretty mind-blowing. So, grab a seat, and let's dive into this incredible science together. Imagine the Earth is like a giant puzzle, made of huge pieces called tectonic plates. These plates are always moving, but usually it's super slow, like how fast your fingernails grow. But sometimes they get stuck. Think about trying to push a heavy box across the floor. At first it doesn't move and you have to push harder and harder. All that energy builds up, and then suddenly, whoosh, the box slides forward. That sudden slip is just like an earthquake. The places where these giant puzzle pieces meet are called fault lines, and California has a lot of them, including the very famous San Andreas fault. This is why California experiences so many rumbles and shakes. For years, scientists have been trying to find a reliable way to predict these sudden slips. They've looked at everything from weird animal behavior to changes in groundwater. But it's been really, really tricky. Predicting an earthquake isn't like predicting the weather. We can see clouds forming for a storm, but the signs of an earthquake are hidden deep underground, making them almost impossible to see. Until now. This is where NASA comes in, and things get really exciting. You know NASA, right? The amazing people who send rockets to space and rovers to Mars. Well, they also use their powerful satellites to look back at our own planet. They've been using a special technique called satellite radar to watch the ground in California with incredible detail. Imagine being able to see the ground move from space even by just a tiny, tiny amount. That's exactly what they're doing. So, what did they find? They discovered something that's been happening right under our feet, completely unnoticed. Between the big earthquakes, the tectonic plates aren't just sitting still. They're actually causing thousands of tiny, slow-motion movements all the time. These aren't the big, shaky quakes we feel. Instead, think of them as slow slip events. It's like that heavy box we talked about earlier, but instead of a sudden lurch, it's sliding forward incredibly slowly and silently. These movements release a little bit of the built-up pressure, but they also shift that pressure to other parts of the fault. Let's break that down. Imagine a long zipper. If you pull one part of the zipper, it puts stress on the teeth next to it, right? These slow slip events are like someone slowly pulling on different parts of the fault line zipper. As one area slowly moves and releases tension, it can actually increase the stress on a nearby area, pushing it closer to its breaking point. It's a chain reaction happening in super slow motion, deep beneath the Earth's surface. And for the first time, thanks to NASA's satellites, we can actually see this happening. NASA used data collected over several years from their satellites. By comparing images of the ground over time, they could create a map of all this hidden movement. What they saw was a complex dance of pushing and pulling along California's fault lines. Some spots were slowly creeping along, releasing stress, while others were becoming more locked and loaded, building up pressure for a future, larger earthquake. This discovery is a huge deal. It's like finally getting a peek at the secret instruction manual for how earthquakes work in California. So, what does this mean for everyone living in California? Should you be packing your bags and running for the hills? Absolutely not. This is actually really good news. For the first time, scientists have a new tool that could help them understand which parts of a fault are most at risk. It's like having a map that shows where the pressure is building up the most. This doesn't mean we can say, there will be an earthquake in Los Angeles next Tuesday at 2 p.m. We're not there yet. But it does mean we can start to identify hotspots that need closer monitoring. Think of it like a doctor monitoring a patient's blood pressure. A high reading doesn't mean a heart attack is guaranteed to happen tomorrow, but it does tell the doctor to pay close attention and maybe suggest some changes to keep the patient healthy. In the same way, by watching these slow slip events, scientists can get a better idea of the health of a fault line. This information can help cities and emergency services prepare more effectively. They can use this data to strengthen buildings in high-risk areas, update building codes, and make sure that emergency plans are ready to go. This research also helps explain some earthquake mysteries. Have you ever heard of an earthquake swarm? That's when a bunch of small earthquakes happen in one area over a few days or weeks. These new findings suggest that these swarms might be triggered by those silent, slow-slip events happening deep below. As one part of the fault slowly slides, it nudges the areas around it, causing a series of smaller, noticeable shakes at the surface. It's all connected in a way we never fully understood before. The technology behind this is just incredible. It's called InSAR, which stands for Interferometric Synthetic Aperture Radar. That's a mouthful, I know. But basically, a satellite sends a radar signal down to Earth and it bounces back. By sending signals at different times and comparing the returned signals, scientists can detect tiny changes in the ground's height, down to a fraction of an inch. It's so precise it can see the ground breathing as pressure shifts and changes. It's like giving our planet a checkup from space. This new understanding is a massive leap forward. For decades, the study of earthquakes was mostly about what happens after the shaking starts. Now, we're starting to understand the quiet, preparatory phase that happens before a major quake. It's a complete game changer that opens up a whole new field of research. Future satellites will be even more advanced, giving us an even clearer picture of what's happening underground. So, the big takeaway here isn't to be more scared. It's to be more prepared and more informed. Knowledge is power, and this new knowledge from NASA gives us more power than ever before to live safely in earthquake-prone areas. It reminds us why earthquake drills, having an emergency kit, and securing heavy furniture are so important. These simple steps are still our best defense. This science doesn't replace those precautions. It reinforces why they matter. We live on a dynamic, incredible planet that is always changing. Earthquakes are a natural part of that process, but thanks to the brilliant minds at NASA and institutions around the world, we're getting better and better at understanding these powerful forces of nature. We're moving from just reacting to earthquakes to proactively understanding the processes that lead up to them. This journey of discovery is just beginning, and what we learn next could be even more amazing. So next time you feel a little rumble, or even when things are perfectly still, you can think about those amazing satellites orbiting high above, watching over us and helping us unlock the secrets of our amazing planet. It's a great reminder that science is always working to make our world a safer place. Thank you so much for joining me today to explore this fascinating topic. I hope you found it as interesting as I did. What do you think about this new research? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video and want to learn more cool science stuff, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our next adventure. Stay safe, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next video.